How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Divide the Fall back with us again. They can say their names, what they do in the band, and all that jazz.
What's up? I'm Ethan. I am the vocalist.
I'm Matt. I play bass.
And I'm Jake. I play guitar.
Awesome. Well, like we were talking about off camera, and gotta give props to Jake for setting up those blankets. There was plenty of times where I could have just clicked the record button and watched him just like set that shit up, but I decided not to because I have a little bit of a conscience. But we were talking about like the last time that you guys were on here. It was Ethan and Matt the last time. But what is happening in the past couple years has been a little bit since the last time we talked. You got some new stuff coming out too. So tell the people what's been going on, because it's been, at least I've seen a lot of your content as of recently, which I feel like has a lot to do with like just, I guess you guys are doing like promos and stuff, so I just see more of it. But what has kind of happened between this 2-year gap pretty much?
Yeah, so last time we were on was December of 2018, so that following summer we released a single that's going to be on the new EP called I Won't Fade Away. And then, I'm trying to think, basically just, we played a lot of shows last year. That was really it. Like, we only released the one song, but we did our first like multi-week tour. Started in Minnesota, went all the way over to the East Coast, over by you, and we were on the road for just shy of 2 weeks. And then beginning of this summer we released another single called Bring You Down. We got another one out a couple weeks ago called Fake Love, and then we are dropping our new EP called Dead Memories on October 23rd.
Wow. So, I mean, I feel like you guys got a lot coming for you. Obviously, I feel like it's good and bad timing. Obviously, just the pandemic sucks, but I feel like it's good timing because, like, people are going to be home. They're going to be checking it out. I highly recommend the Audio Addiction fam to check it out. But, what can people expect from the EP? I don't know how much press you guys have done with it so far, but, what can you talk about the EP, like, in terms of maybe, like, lyrical stuff you guys cover? How many songs is it going to be? Obviously, I saw, like, you have 3 singles out now, and they're all going to be on that EP. So, tell people what's the whole message and meaning behind the new EP, pretty much.
Yeah, so we got the 3 singles out, and then there's going to be 2 more on the EP. As far as like lyrical content and stuff, a lot of it, with the exception of I Won't Fade Away, is just kind of about relationships and moving on from the past, which is why we call it Dead Memories. Yeah, I mean, as far as writing goes, like I think it's probably, like, we're definitely really proud of these songs. They turned out really well. We put a lot of time into these ones. Yeah, honestly, I'm just excited to get them out.
And how long, I guess, Matt, maybe you could talk about how long the span has been of recording those things, because I know that you had released single. You said you released one last year, and you've kind of, like, sectioned them all out. So was it something where you guys all went into the studio and did them all together and then just kind of, like, released them, when they came out? Or was it more so, like, you all went in, did the thing, and then just, like, have slowly kind of been releasing all of it?
Yeah, actually, I Won't Fade Away was a bit earlier on. I think we probably recorded that one like August of 2018.
Yeah, we recorded that before we actually did that first.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we didn't end up releasing it until probably a year after, I feel like, or close to. And then the rest of them, the other 4 songs, were recorded, I want to say, last fall. So obviously the plan was to record or to release this new EP quite a bit sooner, but with everything with COVID, we kept kind of like pushing things back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe touring's going to maybe pick back up again, and then it's like, oh, push it back again. It's like, eventually we just kind of got to the point where, like, this year's kind of been a dud, and we can't afford to just like sit on these songs.
Sure, yeah.
So we're like, you know what, we'll just, not to mention like the people that are avid like listeners and fans of our music, but they deserve to have something new. Like, we've been kind of touring and playing the same 5 to 6 songs for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
it's like we just gotta, bite the bullet and just like get music out there. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, for those who haven't checked it out yet, I did a reaction of Fake Love on Twitch, so you can check that out and watch me freak out because that bridge.
If you could send us a snippet of like just our section of that, because like I would love to post it, especially because that whole like people react to like your song or whatever, like it's a big thing, like a lot of fans are doing. So like I still crack up over the like what we have like imagined like everybody doing, like when we came up with the idea to do that, just like out of nowhere.
Well, I was surprised because I was like, as I mentioned, I had you on a while ago, and I was like, I gotta get back into their stuff because obviously I felt like I've been seeing a lot more like Facebook stuff. I've seen it like on Instagram, like, and I don't know if you guys are doing some, like Facebook marketing and stuff like that. But I saw Fake Love, and I know that you guys have been posting it a lot, so I was just like, gotta hit the like for like the interaction. And then I was like, I should probably react to this. And I was just like scrolling through songs, and I was just like, I should do Divide the Fall because I like haven't done. I was just like, it just seemed like a perfect opportunity because you guys had dropped it pretty recently, and I was just like, oh, I'll just add it to the list. I'll just search it up and then I'll just do it. And like, I was that was a genuine like surprise. Like I was like, this is really good. Like I was like, there was something about it that I felt like, even from like the previous track that I had listened to the last time, which was like a little bit ago, I was just like, wow, there's so much growth in between that. And I think to me it just kind of was like, this is sick. Like I'm curious what the other two like not singles are, because if they're kind of in the same vein as that, then I'd be like, yeah, they probably got a pretty good EP on their hands. But I was genuinely, that was like dead serious, Matt, dead shocked. Like I was just like, yeah, this is cool. It was cool. It was a cool change up. So like, I guess
you're gonna do some screaming, and then it was just like
it came. Yeah, it was funny.
Asked that, and then like 5 seconds.
Because I was like, I know Ethan screams. I was just like, for a fact, like I was like, there's no way he's not gonna like bring it home, right? And then I feel like it was just like YouTube curse, because I was just like, oh, he did it. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I just didn't wait long enough for it.
We should have made it, instead of the drop part, we should have just inserted like a total like D's Nuts style.
You should have just Rick rolled me. It's just like, Rick Astley comes around just like, that would have been great. But I guess, in terms of the two songs that haven't been released, are they kind of in the same vein as like Fake Love and being like heavier, or, can you give kind of an idea of how they might sound, or are they like more like, older stuff?
So I would say one of them is kind of in that same vein, maybe not quite as heavy, but kind of in that same vein. And the other one is probably more along the lines of like what Bring You Down was.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Maybe a little bit more drivey, but yeah. It's pretty kind of similar vibe to Bring You Down.
And then how do you feel like people have reacted to, your stuff in terms of like, new music coming out? Obviously, you were talking about kind of pushing stuff back. So how do you feel like people have been receptive of the types of music that you guys have been putting out recently? Because like I said, the two more recent singles that I can think of, obviously Fake Love being the most current one, I saw some pretty good reaction in terms of like, comments and stuff, which is always a good thing to see, at least in my book. But how do you feel like your fans have received like the new stuff, and are they equally excited about the rest of the EP to drop?
Yeah, I mean, so far the response has been really good, which is really all we can ask for. I know, specifically for Fake Love, so we posted like a teaser of that breakdown like a while ago. I think probably when we were still demoing the song, actually. So what we posted was the build up to it, and then like that first initial drop, and that was it. So you can like hear a little bit of the screaming, but it's super low in the mix, and like just not not a finished product at that point. and people flipped over it and were super stoked, and like the video cuts off before it really hits. So I know, like, I can think of a couple specific people that when we actually released the song, they commented on it like, "Oh, it's that one." Yeah, here you go, finally.
It's out now. Yeah.
So you know, like how we do that too is like kind of a, I guess kind of a We Came as Romans like Wage War influence thing, but they use like this, like a drop pedal.
Yeah.
So the song is like actually played in a higher tuning. We tune pretty low, but it's actually tuned like higher than that initial like breakdown part is. And so then when we get to that section, like the whole like scream part leading up to it, and then like when it actually hits that down beat, is like initiating the drop pedal that makes it go like another, what is it, like a fifth lower?
I think it's a third down.
A third.
Yeah.
So, like,
It's like a third down from the actual tuning of the guitar. And
Yeah.
then extra nasty, Jake, when we'd already actually tracked guitars, and everything was done, and Jake was listening to a band called Sleep Token. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's a song that they have where the kind of breakdown or heavier part of the song, I can't think of what it's called. That's not helpful. Yeah, but there's one song on their most recent record where it goes through that breakdown part twice through, and then the third time through, they add in the same guitar part, but layered a half step up. So it's like two completely dissonant tones at the same time for the entire thing, just blended together to sound nasty. And Jake was like, "We should do that." So he tracked it and sent it over to our producer, and our producer listened to it and went, "Yeah, that's gotta go in."
Disgusting.
Yeah, his direct quote was, "That's absolutely disgusting. I love it."
That's immediately how I felt. It is that I know we keep talking about it, but I feel like that drop really does hit, and I was like, I almost like legitimately got up from my chair and was just gonna like throw my headphones on my like counter here and just like walk away, because I was like, because I knew exactly what it was. Like I want to say that the Sleep Token song is God's, but I'm not entirely sure.
You said that. I thought you looked it up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Jake was looking it up, and I was like, I'm gonna look like an idiot probably, but
No, not Bloodsport.
I know it's not Bloodsport for sure. I knew it was like either Gods or the second track. I forget which one it is. I'm not gonna remember it.
It starts with an H.
Oh, it's higher.
Yeah.
Oh, Higher. Okay, yeah. I know,
That'll be the song.
but
Kind of mellow vibe, and then it just goes to that like fucking just open, just disgusting.
It's gross.
it is gross. It was very gross. My reaction, I felt like perfectly surmised how I felt about it in that moment, and I went back because I was like, I felt like I gave a good reaction because I was just like in that moment, that's how I felt, and then I went back and listened to it. I was like, no, that was the proper emotion to have about that breakdown, because I was like, I couldn't think of anything else. Like, I mean, I was just like, that was such a tight riff, and
You picked out like all my favorite parts about the song too, which I thought was really cool. Like I didn't really think it was that neat of an idea. It was just an idea to not do like the same thing twice in each verse part, with the whole like having the guitar drop out and just have it be like
I
bass.
love that bass part so much.
Like at first it was kind of weird, but like God, I can't hear the song like not like that now. So it's cool that you like pointed that out, or like his vocals, like how he's not doing like a high register thing.
See, you say that. So when you were doing the reaction, you said that, and I was like, man, that's actually pretty high in my register. Like, it's up there. It's just
Not
not.
the first parts.
Oh yeah, the verse parts, no. The chorus though is definitely up.
no, the chorus was definitely like in that sweet spot. I felt like as a vocalist, you're really hitting that stride, and I appreciated that as just like kind of a listener and, you know, a reviewer. I was just like, yeah, he's really hitting that like that solid note. But I'm talking about like I feel like vocalists now, like, to discern themselves from like, you know, metalcore and like post-hardcore, I feel like a lot of bands are doing like the more like really higher register singing, which isn't bad. I love it, but I feel like whenever I get a band that kind of sits in that like pocket super well, that's what really, you know, that's what I get really stoked about, because I'm like, you know, you hear all these like higher singers that sing in like, you know, a more alto kind of range, and I was just like, no, Ethan's got that, like, you know, he's got that straight kind of like middle of the road vocals, but like I just feel like they have more of a drive to him. So I was like, you know, even if he's not hitting like the insane like super like falsetto voice, like I was just like, he's just selling it super well, you know, in that whether it be like in the verses or in the chorus, that I feel like I don't need to have that just like Ethan doing runs or some shit, you know?
I mean, I'm all about doing runs. Like,
I'm all about having the run.
it's a very different thing.
Oh man,
I don't want that.
Matt took that opportunity. He took very minimal amount of time to just turn that around. but anyway, we're gonna.
Let it be that type of interview I'm gonna make.
I'm starting to get PTSD about the first interview that we did. So, but anyway, obviously, you know, we're gonna be talking a lot about the new EP. But what would be one song off the new EP that you would want people to check out? I know you have the singles out, but like, you know, let's say hypothetically all of the songs are out today. Which one would you be like, this is the Divide the Fall that you guys know and love, or just your personal favorite?
For me, honestly, like Fake Love is probably the song that I'm most proud of, just for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick another one off the record, I would say one we haven't released yet is called Broken. That song, like, took a lot to get done, and there were, you know, a lot of disagreements about it and stuff, but the final product is fantastic. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I'd say for me that's probably the one too. Like Broken, kind of has like I would say like I feel like we all collectively, even though there was some disagreement, you know, with working on that song at the beginning, I feel like that was the song we all kind of collectively came together to kind of do in the studio, even like to create that song. So yeah, I feel like that one's really special for sure.
Yeah, that one.
What about you?
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely say, like, in terms of, like, you know, heaviness and stuff, like, Fake Love is definitely probably my favorite. But, in terms of, like, songwriting, you know, again, like these guys said, Broken, like, that song just kind of, it's a little bit different, and, like, for me and Matt especially, it's a real personal song, so, like, that one definitely means a lot, for sure.
I'm gonna hold that one to a high standard now. If it doesn't live up to my expectations, I'm gonna be DMing all of you. No, I'm kidding. I feel like it will. I feel like you guys have sold it pretty well. Again, I'm excited to listen to the new stuff that isn't out yet. You know, if you want to send that to me early, you can send it to me early. Yeah, just leak it. I'm gonna leak it now. What you obviously were talking about, like, you know how you guys kind of were disagreeing on Broken. What was one track that you felt like when you initially were like doing pre-pro and stuff like that, how much it changed from like the initial product to like what made it onto the EP? Because I feel like I always love asking this question, because I know that the demos will never see the light of day, but you know, I can always hope, you know, boy can dream about, you know, demos, unreleased demos. But I guess which one was the one that changed the most from like start to finish, pretty much?
I think definitely Broken. Like we went into pre-production and we had like a kind of a skeleton of an idea and a general structure, but not a ton beyond that, other than some lyrics, and like the chorus was really the main part that was kind of like done. The rest of it was pretty bare bones at that point.
The chorus vocal we should add, like the chorus like vocal melody was kind
Mm-hmm.
of the part.
Yeah.
Like in them writing like a song around that.
Yeah, like we literally ended up writing the rest of that song in like 5 hours.
Whew.
Because it was like late Saturday afternoon, and we had to leave. We were down in Chicago with our producer Jordan doing pre-production, and we had to leave on kind of early Sunday to get back up to Minneapolis. And yeah, like our producer even was like, it's a good idea, but like we shouldn't work on this one. Like we should do this other idea and get that finished. And,
Yeah.
we ended up, deciding like, well, we'll get it done, and yeah, we powered through it and finished it up in like 4 or 5 hours, and like pretty much to the point of like this is a full song minus a couple vocal pieces that needed to be finished up outside of that.
It's funny too because he said no, that's his favorite.
Yeah, yeah, he was very adamant, like, good idea, like let's table it and do it later, and he ended up loving it when it was done. So.
That's good. You want that kind of like, that confidence boost that like you're doing a good job, and that, your producer obviously is giving you good feedback on it. Was there one song other than maybe Broken that he was like particularly like harder on, that you were like, like maybe things were kind of going in a certain direction, and then he was like, hey, maybe you should do this instead, and it would maybe sound a little bit better, and you kind of took the advice and it came out better than what you were expecting? Or was there any particular song that had more of a stronger influence from Jordan, your producer?
I mean, they all do, honestly. Like, he's really, I think there weren't really any others that changed drastically. But everything that we have written after the first EP that we put out back in 2018, because that one we self-produced, and Jordan we kind of found later, and he mixed it and stuff for us. But everything after that has been working with Jordan, and yeah, I mean, everything has his influence in it. He's a fantastic writer and producer, and we can bring him an idea that we might think is really good, or like, this is going to be in the final, and,
Yeah.
and he'll listen to it once and go, it's cool, but like, what if you did this? And then he'll play it and be like, yeah, that's better.
That's good. Well, I'm glad he gives you like constructive feedback to the point where you're like thinking about like maybe other options, and like trying to figure out like what might be best for people listening to it, like obviously what sits well with you guys. And I'm, like I've been saying, I'm excited to listen to it because I've enjoyed all 3 singles so far, and I feel like I'm gonna enjoy Broken the most.
To your original question, I think the one that maybe changed the least, I don't know if that was the original question. There was, like, the one that I feel like didn't really have to change much was, like, Bring It Down. Like, the original idea for that just kind of, like, stuck. It's kind of a pretty straightforward song, so...
Yeah, I would say that one, I Won't Fade Away as well, didn't really change a whole ton. Like, that one was another quick write.
That was like...
So we played our first show in February of 2018. It was the EP release show for our first EP. And we had an hour set that we needed to fill, and we were like one song away from filling the time. And Matt had like one line of a lyric idea, and Jake had this guitar riff just sitting around, and we were like, shit, like we need
a song.
And I came home one day from work and sat down and like wrote the lyrics to it in maybe 15-20 minutes and brought it back to them, and we kind of pieced it together and was like, all right, that's a song, cool, like let's do it. And that song ended up being like our only editorially playlisted song on Spotify, and like it blew up, and
the song with the most streams.
Yeah, it's got the most streams on it of anything we've released, and like people love it. So sometimes it's the ones that you just kind of whip together and go, yeah, that sounds all right, let's do it. Yeah.
I can say it's real good. I mean, I enjoy it a lot. I mean, again, I might be biased because I have you guys are a fam, part of the fam, so I gotta show my support. But, what obviously you're gonna kind of end cap this whole segment of the EP with what do you feel like you want people to take away from it? People like new finding out about your band, whether it be through this interview or on Spotify or something like that, and they're just like, oh my god, there's 2 interviews out with them, like, or they just find out about your EP. Like, what do you want people to take away from the EP, and like maybe the meaning behind it, or something you would want listeners to be like, this is what I want you to hear, and like hopefully you Slipknot covers. Okay, great.
I didn't even know that Dead Memories was a Slipknot song. I didn't know, and then
The cloud is out the window now, guys. It's all gone.
people commented that. I was like, oh.
So, funny enough, like we had another song that was kind of in the early workings that was supposed to be a part of this EP that actually was going to be called Dead Memories. Just like the main, I guess, punchline of the song was like,
I think of Dead and Gone.
no, there was another one that we were working on. It was like, All That You'll Ever Be is Another Dead Memory.
Vaguely, yeah. that was very early stages of writing.
That was like where like the original idea for like the title came from, and then you also have the lyric in Break It Down where it's like that was the reason why we stuck with that title, because like not only is it fitting to like the subject matter of the songs, but there is also Bring You Down that has like that I can't bury these dead memories line in it. So it's like, cool, we can still use that. But I swear to God, if I get one more Slipknot comment.
What
are you gonna do, Matt? Tell the people what you're gonna do to.
He's gonna tie a Slipknot.
I actually really like that era of Slipknot. That's probably my favorite Slipknot record. All of us gone.
Well, don't comment Slipknot down in the comments. I'll be very upset.
I guess back to your original question, like something that I want people to take away from it. There's probably a couple things. Like one of the main things is just like that we are capable of growth as a band. Because to your earlier point, like even from the first EP to this one, like yeah, I mean a lot.
The way I want to stop Ethan for a second. The way that Matt looked at the camera, I'm sorry, Matt. You're gonna get memed so hard, right? But and it's funny because like Ethan was being all sentimental. Matt just like came. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop myself here. Ethan, continue.
I would say just like that, even from the first EP to this one, like, yeah, it's obviously still kind of that hard rock, metalcore vibe, but I feel like from a songwriting perspective and from a production standpoint and like everything, like it's just that next step up. So I think that's one of the big ones, and then I also think that this EP has a decent amount of, it's only 5 songs, right, but has a good amount of diversity in the sounds of each song. So especially as we're kind of moving forward and working on writing the next stuff and everything, I think a big one for me is that we can have versatility in sound, and I don't want to get boxed into like, oh yeah, like they're that band that has some screaming and like pop vocals and stuff. Like we do, and I love it. But yeah, I think just that like we're capable of not just being pigeonholed into one song.
Broken's actually a country song.
Dear God, it's not a country song.
I hope it's not.
Maybe like pigeonholed, like
Slight
like here's the hole and like country's out here. So pigeonholed a little bit, but yeah.
Country's all the way out there. Like it's non-existent. Yeah.
Okay, wait. So side question. Have you heard Matty Mullins and?
Oh my God, I hate it.
I have not. I don't. I refuse. Listen, I'm gonna say, I used to love Memphis Mayfire. Like anything from Between the Lies, Hollow, Challenger. That was my shit, right? And then I was scrolling through Facebook and I happened to see Matty Mullins' face, and I'm just like, well, I don't really dig what Memphis Mayfire is doing now. It's okay, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I was like, oh, so they released a new Memphis Mayfire track. And then I just see a bunch of comments and be like, what did you do, Maddie? What did you do? What'd you do? And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to check this out because I could already tell there was just like people hanging out in the thumbnail, and like he's like in the middle, and it's not like he's like screaming or something. So I was very concerned. But if you guys would like to watch me do a reaction video of this, I probably might have to, just for the memes.
Do it.
I think the thing to keep in mind too is I think those dudes all think it is kind of like a joke thing too.
I don't think it was.
I don't know. They were pretty serious about it. I feel like.
Serious enough, but like you could like they're singing about like their, I don't know. It's very like Florida Georgia line.
I'm gonna have to find out. My ears, you might see my ears and then just see like blood, coming out of them. I don't know.
If they see this, I like it.
I would go on the record saying I love their bands independently. I'm not a fan of that project.
Yeah, stop doing it.
Matt is the only. Well, I feel like Matt might be a little bit biased because his name's Matt, and like Matty Mullins. I feel like the Matts have to stick together. I feel like if there was some Brandon that was doing country music, I feel like as much as I would hate it, I'd have to stand by him because it's Brandon.
Yeah. And like I'm, good for them.
Yeah.
And like doing what they want to do. Like I'll always respect that. But yeah, that project is just not my cup of tea.
I mean, they're all Southern boys that make like heavy music. It's natural for them to want to make country.
Yeah, but then why don't do like a Maylene Sons of Disaster, or like He Is Legend, or like a Southern like hard rock band? Because I'd be about that shit. That'd be so much better. That would be like, I feel like that'd be more palatable than just like a Florida Georgia Line like dollar brand version. Like I don't want that shit. Nobody asked. Listen, no one asked for that shit, and they were like, "Here you go."
Y'all want some Dollar General rock and roll?
Yeah, Dollar General rock and roll, man.
This what happens when you order Florida Georgia Line off of Wish.
Never mind, I could probably ask this after.
No, I'm definitely keeping all of this in. I don't care, Matt. I've met Matty before. I'm sure he can take a little bit of heat. He doesn't seem like he's a very cool dude. So shout outs to Matty Mullins.
This Mayfire record.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same.
But I didn't say I didn't. Yeah, I'm just a hater now. I'm now Anthony Fantano. I've become Anthony Fantano now. I'm the hater of everything music related. But I guess because we completely sidebarred. But Matt or Jake, what do you want people to take away from the EP? Pretty much.
Are either of you gonna answer? So I'm just like,
How much dude?
this is embarrassing. What do you like about your own songs? Nothing.
I feel like this might be worse than the first interview.
This specific part.
This.
There was a part in our last interview though where I was like where I blanked out. You did the same thing, like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
You're like,
Okay, so either of you can answer the question.
I'll go first, I guess. He's just like, what the fuck? I remember you trying to escape out of your back.
this is a blank. This is a wall now, so it's not. I'd run straight into a wall. That would suck. But anyway, Matt.
Through the wall.
Yeah, just black. Yeah, yeah. On my second story apartment. Yeah, I just. Ah!
Okay.
Um,
Anyway.
Takeaway. I would say, like, obviously progression, you know, like, I think these songs are still cohesive with the EP previously, but obviously a lot better produced and mixed. You know, and then also these are songs that, like, we're very passionate about, not that we aren't, not the previous ones, but, you know, like, definitely experiences, like, as we've kind of grown over the last couple of years, like, kind of shows, like, the next kind of steps towards, like, where, I guess it shows steps, like, where we've been and, like, where we're going, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We kind of dabbled a little bit in some heavier stuff, who knows, maybe a little bit heavier even, Lincoln Park it, go straight,
Yeah, I would say like the biggest thing for me is like it's more so in a direction that is like I think genuinely like a collective, like it's a sound that we can be proud of that is like a collective being of us, if that makes sense. Like it's not really like trying to, you know, to Ethan's point earlier, like pigeonholes one thing or another. Like it's I'd say it's a bit more diverse than our first EP. And like we spent entirely too much time, you know, writing everything. But like I think it wouldn't have been the same if we didn't. So like in like just from every standpoint, like from arrangements and like guitar parts and lyric writing, you know, all of that, like it's really like it's cool that the way that it all turned out, and you know that I'm personally super proud of like the way that it all turned out, and like it's I think that it's definitely like our best stuff yet.
I would also care to agree. Like I said, the singles that are out now, I think really pump me up, especially Fake Love. I think listening to it in that moment and obviously having that time to listen to it, I think for me was like I knew you guys were good, but I felt like it just got that much better, you know, as I listened to it. And I was just like, for me, it was like that right bit of heaviness that, you know, just sits well, but also like melodically it was really like catchy and stuff like that. And I've kind of attributed it to, obviously not sound wise, but like Bring Me the Horizon in terms of like how they write music. It's just like, obviously they have some songs that are really heavy, but like a lot of their songs have that that earworm like quality to it, where you just like know the melody, like even if you've only listened to it a handful of times, it's something that you'll remember. And that's how I felt about not only like Fake Love, but like I went back after, you know, not on stream, and I listened to the other two, and I was just like, yeah, these are both still very good. And like I said, the two that haven't been released yet, I'm excited to listen to and kind of get more of a fuller picture of like the EP in and of itself, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest things we've heard, especially about Fake Love. It's just like that, like you said, it's that earworm. It's like people are like, man, that just gets stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's definitely an area where at least I feel like we do really well. Because we write really good hooks, and now we just need to focus more on the other parts of the songs too.
Well, that's for the next EP, you know, or next full length. Continuous growth.
My favorite part about the new one too is like you can definitely tell if you go back and listen to like our first EP, the amount of growth that Ethan's voice has had. Like over, I mean, like we probably recorded that EP like we released it in early 2018, so we recorded it like mid 2017, and like so we're talking like 4 years of his voice like kind of evolving. And like the way that he's able to sing those older songs now is like obviously a lot better than how they're being performed on that EP. You know, you can see like how far his like vocals have I guess, like on the effort.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Matt said something nice, which I'm going to completely ruin and say that, you know, congratulations, Matt, you know, for saying something nice. But Ethan, you know, congrats on going through puberty. I'm real proud of you. Big moves, bud. I'm so proud of you. As soon as I heard Matt was like, there was so much growth in his voice, I was just like, should I say it? Should I say it? Should I say it? I'm gonna just say it for the funnies, but seriously, like the growth from the EP and like the newer stuff is really cool, and I think it only further excites me after this EP is released, and you know, future tense in terms of the music you guys are gonna be releasing, because I feel like with the singles so far, there's this like, you know, there's this collective sound that I'm like, this is what I think of when I think of like Divide the Fall. So I feel like you guys are really kind of finding that niche in terms of like what you want to write, and like I said, I think it's going to be really good, and I highly implore people to check it out when it drops, which will be probably right around the time this comes out. Go check it out. Pre-order it. But next question, guys, you know I got to keep it more current. Who are you guys listening to now? What are you listening to lately? Pretty much that shit. Everything?
Since watching your React Twitch stream the other day, we've all started listening to
Eskimo Cowboy. So good.
They're good, yeah.
I need to pull up my Spotify. It's like I've been listening to literally everything.
Definitely the new Slaves record.
Yes.
Yes.
So good.
Huge influence, especially on a lot of the stuff that we started today. I feel like that's a big one. There's this new band called Outline and Color that's been.
They're not new. They've been around for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Yeah. But,
Their new EP though.
right.
It's good.
Phenomenal.
So that's been a big one for us.
I recently, like literally a couple days ago, came across a band out of Florida called Happy Hour.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They're tight. Like they're so good. They're like, talk about not getting pigeonholed into a sound. They are all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. Man, I
The new The World Alive record is really good.
yeah, Monomania is a great record.
It's kind of old, like it's kind of been out for a while now, but we're talking about
So Rory Rodriguez from Dayseeker, his solo stuff with Hurtwave is phenomenal.
he was doing solo shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess not solo. Technically, it's him and one other dude, but it's a project called Hurtwave.
Yeah.
It's like 80s synth pop type stuff, but like it's so good, so good. His writing, like the way he writes lyrics, is astounding. To me.
Yeah.
Every single word.
That Dayseeker record.
Yes, the sleep talk. Oh, yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest influences I feel like on some of the songs that are on Dead Memories, and probably some of the stuff more that going forward is like that record is just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jake, do you have any?
I'm really digging that new like Fit for a King stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Stuff is really good. Otherwise, for all Pop Punk fans,
Ooh, I'm gonna check it out.
Spirit Box is another.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Holy Roller.
Yeah, Holy Rollers.
Oof.
Yeah, man. Oh, there's a band. They're from. I'm just gonna click on it so that I don't say the wrong country. They're from Sweden. They're called Solens. It's like silence except an O instead of an I, and they're like electronic post-hardcore, like a little bit of whatever they want to do, but they've been putting out a lot of singles lately, and they are all incredible. Like they're completely self-produced and everything. Yeah, they put out some really
That
quality
made me
music.
think of another band from Sweden, Normandy.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
They're solid. They used to be a heavier band too, but they like have kind of completely changed and they're more of like a rock.
Yeah, their first EP was heavy.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of like changed over time, but like in a good way. Like, you know, I feel like their sound.
I wish they were bigger. I wish they were bigger over here
Oh, 100%.
in Europe, but yeah, they're not. Never really broke out.
Yeah, I mean, Polaris,
Yeah.
their last record was really good. God, now, like, whenever I get asked to think of bands that I like, I can never think of any.
I know you guys probably don't like it, but the new Sleeping with Sirens record is
I didn't mind it. I liked it.
You mean, which one was that one, Matt?
How It Feels to Be Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a way different. Like I never was into Sleeping with Sirens. Like when they first kind of came out, I was always really annoyed by like his like higher pitched voice. But I heard the first single from like, well, they had a record a few years ago that I really liked. I think they worked with David Van Death,
Was it Madness?
maybe.
Okay.
But, so I kind of listened to like a few of the bigger singles there, but like when they released this, they just signed a Sumerian on this new record. They released like the first single, and I was like, it's just like really raw and like had a lot of cool stuff that I didn't really expect for them to do.
Yeah.
And the whole album is just fucking phenomenal. So
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of pop too, actually. I know Matt doesn't as much, like a little bit here and there, but Jake and I listen to a lot of pop and EDM stuff too.
Black Bear. I'm listening to
Yeah,
Black Bear record.
yeah. Black Bear, a couple artists, Josie Dunn, Carly Hansen.
New Parachute.
Yeah, the new Paris
Oh,
record.
I'll have to check that.
Yeah, I think what made that record, at least to me, good is like
I don't actually listen to
their last record. It felt like they were trying too hard to be both rock and pop and couldn't really settle on one.
Yeah.
And then this record, they were like, you know what, screw it, we're a pop band with rock influences. And they just went with it, and it worked really well when they just said, like, this is what we're doing now. And yeah, it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I mean, obviously, like, I'm a big fan of their older stuff. Like, White Noise I think is still a fantastic record, but yeah, I'll have to check out the new stuff because I knew it dropped, but I haven't checked it out yet. But
everybody's opinion on this one because I actually just started listening to it like the other day, but the MGK pop punk stuff.
ooh,
I don't,
it's not bad. Yeah.
I like it. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I could take it or leave it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't dislike it, but it's not something that I'm gonna like seek out and like
I
throw
think
on all
some
the
of the
time.
songs are really hit or miss.
Yeah.
They like it,
Yeah.
or I'm just
That ain't it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I feel like some of.
stay away from like Paramore covers, but
Yeah.
like,
I felt like his stuff, like I was never really a big fan of it, like his rap stuff, and I still really am not. It's not like I don't like rap, it's just maybe that's not my cup of tea. But like I had checked out some of the stuff he had done with like Travis Barker, and I was like, this is solid. Like I wouldn't say it's like groundbreaking, or I'm like gonna be like, oh my god, like this guy's the next pop punk genius, you know. I'm just like, okay, it's cool, it's solid.
one of the songs is on the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. It actually just came out today.
Which song?
Bloody Valentine. So I don't know, but yeah, like that's what got me to like start listening to it. But yeah.
Well, I have a pop band recommendation for you because I know you guys are into like the 80s pop stuff. The vocalist or one of the vocalists of Being as an Ocean has a side project called Heart of Gold, and it's fantastic. He does like 80s pop kind of music. So I think it's like Heart of Gold UK or something like that. But I've been listening to that EP like nonstop, and it's like, if you want to talk about good like 80s pop, like with a little bit of rock in there, that's the shit right there. But
Like so, like Too Close to Touch really went in like that
yeah,
direction. Like,
I love that sound. Yeah, Amorosa, Too Close to Touch.
yeah.
I love that sound.
But rest in peace. Ugh.
Yeah.
We're gonna you know not talk about that. We're gonna segue off to the next question, guys, which is some new ones. Since you know you're back on the channel, What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna say we were talking about Paris. The first time that I saw them was with Issues.
Ooh, that's it. Another one that we're gonna completely segue out of and just not talk about. So anyway, next question, guys. Since you're back on the channel, I gotta ask you some fresh, hot off the presses questions. But if you guys were to compile a musical supergroup, who would be in your band?
Man,
Listen, I gotta test you guys. This is, you thought it was gonna be easy second time around.
Or is it like we each make our own groups?
I feel like you should make one group. That would be more interesting.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, even if he's not the vocalist, like, for sure, lyricist would be Rory.
Okay.
Like, I'd be down for him as vocalist too. Like, either him or Matt McAndrews.
Ooh, Matt McAndrews, yeah.
Like, if Rory wrote the lyrics and Matt sang, that would be.
Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibes.
And that's not to say that I don't like Rory's voice.
Or they both can sing together.
Yes, I'm down for that. Rory can do the screams and Matt can do the voice.
Kind of like, what was that?
Isles and Glaciers.
Isles and Glaciers, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Craig and
Craig Owens and Vic Fuentes.
Vic. I was thinking Sal for some reason. Like New York Mafia names.
Sal Fuentes.
Yeah, that'd be tight. I think for guitarist, like, I mean, Tosin Abasi jumps to mind, but at the same time, I feel like he might try to be like too technical. Who he is. So like, I'm blanking on. Is AJ the guitarist from Issues?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. Like if AJ could play guitar, because he's really good at writing these like crazy single guitar part riffs that sound like 5 guitars.
in our group?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Groovy and- yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't think of bands right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Luke Holland, tight.
Like, you kind of have to go that way for a drummer. Like,
He's so versatile.
yeah.
He can do pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have either another auxiliary instrument, it could be another guitar player, and then you obviously have a bass player, so.
I don't know any bass players.
You dissed all 2 people watching this now, so they're very upset.
I dissed our own bass.
Yeah.
The dudes from Carnival, or not Carnival, well, I mean him too, but the dudes from Dead Letter Circus.
Oh, okay.
Or even Skylar
From Issues.
from Issues, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Skylar's a
Phenomenal bass player.
Yeah, him too. Or Tosin Abasi.
yeah, same time.
Yeah, I think the guy from Dead Letter Circus probably.
Okay.
Colin. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
He's really good.
It's probably one of my biggest influences.
And then like another guitarist or like an auxiliary guy. Who's a really solid rhythm guitarist? There's so many out there.
Matt Heafy.
I don't think he'd be playing rhythm guitar.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he'd be playing rhythm guitar, or you could have AJ play rhythm guitar.
Oh, now somebody needs over it.
Yeah.
Like fucking Nisha.
Yeah.
So basically, we formed a prog
Yeah.
metalcore band with Matt McAndrews.
It's prog popcore. That's what we're gonna call it.
I feel like just having AJ, Matt, and Rory, and then Luke Holland, like those 4 would basically be like a crazy good iteration of Issues.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it would end up being that sound, but like even better than it is now.
Which, funnily enough, I'm gonna ask this question since it's a very tumultuous question, which we won't talk about obviously. But if you had your say in who you would want to front Issues now, who would you want to front Issues?
Man, that's tough.
For Johnny Craig's looking for.
Oh God, don't say that shit.
Dude, it wouldn't work.
Canceled again.
Like,
Canceled.
like if I had,
Double canceled.
if I had to pick, like, honestly, yep. Probably Rory. Like, I feel like he'd be a really good fit, but I also wouldn't want him doing anything other than Dayseeker. So.
That's true.
But I feel like he'd probably be a really good fit for that sound. I mean, if we're being honest, like the latest Dayseeker record basically is like a heavier Issues record anyway. So
Less funky.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's less funk influence in it, but yeah, I would probably pick Rory.
That's tough, man. Because like that's kind of what I've been thinking about with that whole band. That if they haven't really talked about it, but like if they do continue on without Tyler, like
Yeah.
that's tough. Like we all thought, like when Slaves was partying with Johnny Craig, that was gonna be like, how lucky did they get to find that dude?
Yeah.
Found him on 2 days' notice.
Yeah.
Just to fill in, and then he just
Yeah.
ended up being the guy that like.
Yeah, they like knew somebody who knew him.
Yeah.
They like contacted him through that person. They're like, "Hey, you want to tour Europe tomorrow?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess."
That's cool.
And like the fact that they were able to like make a new record in like within a year, like with all that like change, like it's just so good. Like it's, I don't know, like when Beautiful Death came out, like that was a fucking stellar record.
Yeah.
I would almost put that new one above it. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
All the diehard Johnny fans.
I think that To Better Days has like catchier songs.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's made to, like, every song on that record for the most part is made to be a radio single. I think that Beautiful Death has the edge on just like how emotional it is and like how raw a lot of the lyrics are.
Yeah.
So I think they're both really good, and they each have kind of their own strengths that way.
I think it's more tailored towards Matt. Like, they knew what he wanted because he's like way more of a pop, like sensible vocalist. Like, I feel like Johnny's like, obviously he's the post-hardcore, Joker out here, but but I feel like with Matt, because obviously he's a part of the scene now, but I felt like he was kind of like an outsider more so than anything. So like when his voice, when I had first listened to some of this early Slave stuff, like I was really unsure about it because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna sound, I don't know how they're gonna do stuff, and then the record came out, and I'm like, this is tight, yeah. So
I guess getting back to like the Issues thing, like just seems so much more difficult for them to move forward from.
Well, especially
like,
since
Tyler.
Michael's not in the band either anymore.
yeah, correct.
That was actually, we were talking about this before this interview. Like,
Yeah.
they should just, I don't know, because I'm sure there's still probably like hurt feelings.
Sure, yeah.
They should just bring Michael back and be like a super fucking heavy band.
Yeah, I would say either do that or just like get a different singer, new name, and like start fresh.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone jokingly said that they should get Hans Alley Good from Old Woe Is Me to front Issues. You're like, hey guys, I'm back. Here I am. You didn't ask for me, but here I am.
Still a band, right?
Are they really?
I think so.
I didn't.
Maybe.
I don't. I'm pretty sure they're not, but I feel like if Eddie were to come back and were to front Issues, that would be hilarious. Not to say that like Hans isn't a good singer. Hans, if you watch this, man, I feel like you should, but it would be very ironic that he had left. Tyler has obviously been kicked out of Issues to be replaced by Hans. It would just be kind of a chaos mess, but I'd appreciate it. It would fit with like the whole Issue story arc. So
Yeah, the last thing that Woe Is Me put out was in 2013.
Yeah, I thought for some reason I saw something that they were like working on stuff, but I know. So like, sorry, kind of sidetracking from that. Michael Bone has like a
correct. But
He has another new
Oh, he has-
project.
yeah, he has another new project. Correct.
He
Yeah.
did a Wild Heart with Teddy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Got big on YouTube and started doing his own solo stuff,
Yeah.
which I love.
Which, by the way, I feel like he would fit Issues the best. If I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like that would just be like a transfer of power, you know?
That actually would be pretty cool. I think that would work.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that for like a little bit. I was like, if it's not Hans, which would be hilarious. If it's not Mike first, I feel like, I feel like
I think Mike's
Teddy would fit.
He was
That's
the
true.
drummer in Project Teddy,
Correct.
and then now he's the vocalist of the newest member.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember it. But anyway, guys, let us know in the comments who you think the next Issues vocalist should be. Because fuck, we don't know. So, but the next question, guys, another fun one. If there was one album you wished that you wrote, what album would it be?
Sleep Talk.
Ooh.
100%. Like, that album is perfection, front to back.
I'd agree.
That's what I was gonna think.
Not that I would want to go through what those dudes went through, but I mean, this isn't a full album. It's just Awaken I Am.
Yeah.
That's Beauty and Tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. That's really good.
Yeah.
Actually, we were talking about supergroups. That was who I was gonna pick for my vocalist. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Awaken I Am.
Yeah.
Who produced the New Slaves record?
Correct.
Yeah.
This is a real full circle question here, you know?
That's what I do. I just hold on to something.
I feel like next interview Matt's gonna be in the back with a bunch of strings and like thumb pins, and he's just like, I remember the vocalist right here. He's right here. I swear to God, he's connected to this band, and then that band knows that band, and then that band also left that band, so that band's here. These guys, I feel like you got to do it next time, Matt.
Scene from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's gonna be.
One hand is like eyes are black from not sleeping. Pepe Sylvia.
Can
He's
you
the next singer for Issues.
can you please do that, Matt? Oh my God, I'd freak out. Or could you just send me a video of you like freaking out like that and just be like, "Oh my God, no, okay."
Oh man.
That'd be hilarious, and I'll edit it in at this point.
I feel more just like who's the dude from The Office, Dwight. Just be like spastic like Dwight. Like in my mind,
Choked Jim.
Michael. In my mind, that would be like Charlie Day drunk.
Oh man.
I would just be perceived as Dwight.
Oh man. See, I told you we're gonna capitalize on that first interview by doing funny bits that just were come up at this very moment right now. So, I don't even fucking remember what the question was because it was just that we went on that fucking tangent.
It was, which album did we wish we had?
Oh, so did
Jake and I both said Days.
Okay, there we go.
Basic.
Sick.
I'd probably have to go with
There we go, guys. And now we're at the end of the line. You know, after that hilarious bit, guys, now we're going to take it down a notch a little bit. And you're going to tell the people where they can find you on social media, what you guys got coming up. Obviously, you have a new EP dropping very soon, if not around the same time this comes out. So, tell the people about that. Tell them where they can pre-order it. Obviously, go pre-order it, people of the internet, pre-order it, and anything you guys got going on after that, pretty much.
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Just search Divide the Fall. Instagram handles at Divide the Fall. Check us out there. We've got links to all of our pre-order stuff in our bios and on Facebook. We've got some cool merch that's exclusive for this release, so check it out. You can get a signed copy of the album, some exclusive t-shirts, a really dope sweatshirt that the guy that designed some artwork for Eskimo Cowboy actually designed the sweatshirt as well. I'm actually going to get one for myself because I like how it looks.
I feel that.
But yeah, so go check it out there. and the EP drops October 23rd. You know,
DivideTheFallMerch.com.
yeah, DivideTheFallMerch.com. Go there. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Music, all the basically every streaming platform. You can find all of our stuff there. So if you've never heard of us and you're just seeing it for the first time, please go check us out. Give us a listen, see what you think.
And then please go to
yeah.
our YouTube and comment pretty good.
Yeah.
There's literally this dude that always is just like, it's the only comment he leaves on all of our videos. Pretty good.
Every single video. Every single one.
If you guys enjoyed this interview, please comment down below pretty good, because even if you thought it was shit, just comment pretty good. It's good for interaction.
And edit on me and just go, pretty good.
Oh yeah. Listen, Matt, you had plenty of meme moments here, so Post Brandon is on the case. That's all I'm gonna tell you that. But it's true. And then Post Brandon's gonna be like, "What the fuck, man? Like seriously, how much budget do you think we have?" No, but go. I always.
So you can find us all there, and hopefully we'll be able to get back out on the road sooner rather than later.
Yes, but fingers crossed. So wear your mask and stop being an idiot.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Divide the Fall mask at Divide the Fall Merch.
Yeah.
I was definitely gonna zoom in on Matt at that very point.
Wear it. For God's sake.
I want to go to shows.
I haven't been happy since February.
And on that note, guys.
Showing March.
Like March 1st, whatever.
It was pretty miserable.
Look, we all know that you're unhappy.
You know what would be very unhappy? You know what would make me very unhappy? If you guys didn't check out Divide the Fall, all of the links will be in the description where you can find out about their band, their music. And you know what would disappoint me the most? If you didn't go and pre-order that record, because you know you want to. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go check out that hoodie, even though I probably shouldn't buy it because I have literally a closet full of hoodies and many t-shirts. You know, I'll find something that I'll buy. Maybe I'll just get the CD and then just have it, properly displayed in my apartment somewhere. So go check out Divide the Fall. I'm very excited for the new EP. It's gonna be sick, and you guys should check it out too if you haven't already. Then go follow them on Spotify, so when they drop a new song, you're the first one to know. Listen, you want to be first in line. You want to know about the newest Divide the Fall stuff. Click that Spotify link, and if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. We really tried to capitalize off the first interview, and I feel like, in my humble and honest opinion, I feel like we capitalized on it, especially where I freaked out and I was doing all that stuff. I don't know if we're gonna do any post-editing stuff, so it might just be me looking like an idiot just touching this green screen, so which I've done before, and it's even funnier that I didn't even edit anything in because I was just that lazy.
I hope you make a butt.
We'll find out. You guys will find out, and obviously go check out Divide the Fall. And thanks, of course, to the guys for coming on again and doing the chitty chat thing.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.